Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back. In today's video, I want to get a raised bed ready for this year's cover crop or this year's main crop. Depends on depends what's going on. Um, I don't know if my seeds will be ready for the raised bed, so I think I might just uh, put a cover crop in there instead. So before we do that, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. We're almost at 500 subscribers, so I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe. And yeah, right now I have a potato, just one potato, uh, that I need to backfill, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do that. Let me show you doing that right now. All right, guys. So I was planning to make a series of me growing potatoes, but that never happened because only one grew. You can see this is the only one I grew, and I didn't really have any other potatoes ready to go. Plus, now we're in September. I don't think I could get a. I don't think I can try even growing even more potatoes. So I guess we can try to get one harvest out of this one potato. We'll see. There's some old soil that I wasn't using anymore, so I thought I'll just use this to backfill this potato. You can see there's some soil that I made. There's some biochar in here, some peat moss, some other things. But you can see it's extremely dry because I wasn't using it. I was trying to grow potatoes, like I said, but none of the other potatoes came up, so we only have one potato, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, I'm grateful because I'd rather have one potato than no potatoes. Okay, so here's how the potato looks like. I was planning to backfill this a couple of days ago before it got too high, but clearly I didn't do that. So right now I'm gonna make some fish emulsion or use some fish emulsion mixed with water and water this in, and then water some other peppers in too, so they can hopefully grow up quicker. You probably don't want to give this too much nitrogen, but I just want to make sure I get a harvest off of these before my winter comes, which comes around November. So we might have time to get a harvest, but we'll see. You can see right now I'm just trying to make sure it's filled as much as I can. And yeah, I'm gonna set this back to where I had it and then water it in. All right, YouTube. So here's how the potato looks like after I put it back. Um, I don't know how we can see this, but over here I have 2 gallons of fish emulsion, or I guess 2 tablespoons of fish emulsion, and like 2 gallons of water. Um, I'm gonna put some on this potato, and then I'm gonna put some on these peppers that are kind of behind, or that are way behind, and hopefully they'll catch up. You might see this one a bit better, but I'll give you guys close-ups on the other ones just in case. All right, I'm gonna water this in, and after I'm done, I'm gonna make a compost extract to hopefully give it more biology. Even though this is in a container, I'm not too worried about biology, but I want to give it a little bit uh, just in case it'll help this potato a little bit more. I'm just watering kind of slowly to make sure it gets hydrated, especially with all these big biochar chunks. And it might be hard for this potato to, or for the soil to get rehydrated. But the biochar does get retain a lot of water, so I'm hopeful. I had this on top of it before someone put it back. I'm trying to grow a mango in here. We'll see how well that does. So basically, there's a mango seed in here, and I'm gonna see if I can grow mango. But yeah, guys, let me show you these peppers, and then we'll get to the raised bed that I'm talking about. All right, guys. So here's just two peppers that I was talking about. They're really tiny compared to other peppers I have. So hopefully, with while using this fish emulsion, it'll help them grow taller and faster. But I don't think I'm gonna get a harvest out of these, but we'll see. Hopefully I can, and I'm mostly just gonna see from them because I'm running out of seed in it, so I need more seeds right now. I don't want to give them too much just in case it burns them. Plus, I'm gonna give them some um, compost extract to help them with more biology also. All right, let's go to the raised bed I was talking about. All right, guys. So now we're on the very first raised bed I ever built. I tried growing beans this year, but obviously that didn't go as well as would hoped. Somehow sorghum started growing. I don't think I replanted sorghum, or at least the seeds at least. I'm thinking sorghum from last year uh, either resprouted or the seeds that I didn't harvest completely fell and now it's just taking over the raised bed. So it's basically in here is uh, some of my cover crop, weeds, and yeah, giant sorghum. So this raised bed I need to take care of. There's probably some seeds that I can harvest, so I'll probably try to do that also. But uh, in a second, I'm gonna try to cut all this down using some hedge trimmers, and then all the thinner grass I'm gonna use a weed whacker because the hedge trimmer is just not gonna cut it because it's not thick enough. But yeah, here's like a quick update of this raised bed. And now let's see how it looks after it's all cleaned up. Alright guys, so I want to give you a different angle before I start doing this because I don't plan on recording me doing it. This is how this this far away guys how it looks before I start cutting it back and all the stuff I need to do. This is the second raised bed I ever built. So we're now over here today. We're gonna be on the very first one. Alright, I'll be right back once I'm done cleaning back this grass. Alright guys, so here's how it looks like after all the destruction and mayhem. I didn't weed whack it yet, I just cut down the big grass. And you can, I don't know if you can see, but there's over here, this right there, it's just a clump of grass that I couldn't cut down because it's just too thick. But right now, I'm tired. I have a doctor's appointment coming soon, so I'll probably rest a little bit and try to finish this later on today. So I'll be right back once uh, I'm all fully rested and came back from my appointment. All right, guys. So I came back from my appointment, and here's how the raised bed looks like after I removed most of the mulch or most of the crop and mulch. Here's how it looks like. It's all this 2 cubic foot wheelbarrow is really full, so you can see. Yeah, I took a lot out, and even now it's still not like fully cleaned out. There's still some debris in here, but I'm not gonna worry about it too much. So I wanted to plant a crop in here, but I mean crop. But I think instead, I think we're gonna plant some cover crops to hopefully make the soil even better for next year. And I think I want to dig into it a little bit to see how the soil looks like after that entire time of growing. I guess a cover crop instead of a main crop like I wanted. Over here, there's a weird pile that I didn't do, and there's a bunch of worms in it. So that's a good sign that there's a life in here. And yeah, let me get a shovel and dig in here so we can see how it looks. All right, guys. So let's see after this entire season if there's soil structure or is it still my dead native soil. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's a worm literally right here. So that's a great sign that there's life. There's probably soil structure. If there isn't, then I'd be really surprised. Kind of hard to dig in here. Oh, you can see there's worms. That is a really good sign. I'm really happy about that. So, like I said, probably instead of growing a main crop in here, I'm probably gonna grow a cover crop instead to hopefully bring more soil biology. You can see it's mostly still my native soil, so there wasn't too much of a transformation since beginning of the year. And now I was trying to grow beans in here, like I said earlier, but that didn't work out as well as I hoped. Um, there's a vole or a mole that keeps keep eating the roots or digging in here, so I made it made it difficult for the beans to grow. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna plant the cover crop right now, and then water it in. This is just my own cover crop that I made. Um, I think the winter rice could do the best, obviously. The sorghum probably not so much because we're in September. It might get too cold soon. But since it's growing sorghum right now anyway, from the previous year. I want to keep, well, 'cause sorghum is a C4 grass, so I want to make sure it gets as much carbon into the ground before fall hits. So, yeah, guys, I'll be right back once I'm done putting in the cover crop and then water it in. All right, guys, so I basically covered it back up with some weeds and some sorghum. This is basically extra sorghum that I had, so not all of it is too covered up. Mainly the front part is, but the back part, not really, because there were still weeds growing, and I didn't want to kill it because there's a watermelon over there. So, or the plant or watermelon. By the way, I should mention that I got a nice surprise. We have a watermelon growing. But anyway, I don't want to kill the watermelon vine, just in case it produces something. So I'm gonna let this just sit here for a while, maybe for a couple of days to let it dry out and use it for something else. Until then, we'll see what I do with it next. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Next week we'll be dealing with the other two raised beds. So if you want to see that, please subscribe if you haven't already. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next video. Peace.